Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl AmandaEnsing, and today is part 2 to my How to Start a YouTube Channel series. And today I'm going to be talking about tips, tricks, equipment, lighting, all of the creative side to how I started a YouTube channel. If you haven't seen part 1, make sure you go check it out. I will link it down below. That video is all about my journey, how I started, why I started, more of the journey. It's more of like an emotional video, so you'll get to know a little bit more about me, so make sure you check that out if you have not. Also, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you will stay a while, subscribe, join my A team. I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone who commented and watched my last video. The feedback was amazing. You guys were so sweet, and all of the comments were just like paragraphs, and it touched my heart so much that it made you guys feel good and that it inspired you. And my goal is always to inspire, and it always sounds weird for me to say out loud that I inspire people. That is a huge honor for me. So that just meant the world that you guys loved the video and enjoyed the video and that it impacted you. If I can even impact one person, I know that my job is done. So thank you for all the love. You guys were amazing. I'm still responding to comments from that video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's, and let's get into it. I see in the comments every day, I know a lot of you guys are starting YouTube channels and wanting to start them. So I hope this video will help you out and kind of guide you a little bit. I'm just gonna give you any advice that I have based on my experience and things that I have learned along the way. First things first is equipment. This is the #1 thing that you need to start a YouTube channel. Let's be real. Now, contrary to popular belief, you don't have to have a crazy expensive setup to start a YouTube channel. When I started my YouTube channel, I had a webcam on my MacBook. That's all I had, so I worked with it. I didn't have any lighting, so I could only use daylight. So I'd set my MacBook up on my school books, put it in front of my bedroom window, and then I would talk. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have anything fancy. Let's start with cameras. I'm gonna share with you what I use and then any other recommendations that I have. So currently I use a Canon Mark IV. This camera is very pricey. It's top of the line. It's an amazing camera. I actually just got this camera a couple of months ago. Before that, I was using a Canon 70D, which I have right here. This is just the body. I still use mine for photos and vlogging and some stuff like that once in a while, but I still do use this. The 70D is an amazing alternative. It's still an expensive camera, but it's not quite as expensive as the Mark. I personally think that if you have a good DSLR, any Canon, I would recommend. I love Canon for DSLRs. You could go with a 70D, you could do a T4i, a T5i, any of those bodies, anything that just has a good autofocus. And then all you have to do is get a more expensive lens, and you can get that expensive camera quality. I feel like everyone thinks, oh, I have to have the Mark. I have to have the Mark because it's top of the line. I don't think you have to have the Mark. I got the Mark because I wanted to upgrade my equipment. I've been using this camera for 2 or 3 years, and I really, really love this camera. The difference between the Mark that I'm filming on right now is it's a wide angle. So if I use this camera or that camera, this one is gonna display more. So right now where I'm filming, the 70D would crop it a little bit so you get more in the shot, but this does just as good of a job. Now the lens I use, I will link down below because I'm not sure. I think it's a 24-105 or something like that, but the lens I use is amazing. I've also been using that lens I think for 3+ years. I've used that lens with my T4i, I've used it with my 70D, and now I'm using it on my Mark. And it's a zoom lens that's also wide angle, so you still get a lot in the shot. And I believe it's called STM, which means the motor in the lens is silent. So when it's autofocusing and changing, it doesn't make noise. If you ever watch videos where you can hear a little clicking noise in the background, it's because the lens isn't silent. Another option would be a camcorder. You can always buy a camcorder with a flip out screen. I used that before I went into DSLRs. They're a lot more cost effective usually, and they have a flip out screen, which is great so you can see yourself. The Mark that I'm using now does not have a flip out screen, where the 70D, this one does have a flip out screen. So if that's something that's important to you, then maybe you want to go with a 70D. And again, these are just more expensive options. Don't feel like you have to buy this camera. Any kind of camera that's a digital camera that you can use and that records is going to be great. Now for vlogging, I will usually use my Sony a5100. This camera has been beat up so much, my little cap just fell off. But I love Sony cameras for photos, for makeup photos, they're really good. Before this camera, I had the Sony, I think it's the a6000, and that one was good as well, but that screen doesn't flip up all the way. The reason I like this one is because, again, it has a screen that flips up all the way, so when you're vlogging, it's really handy. It also has a little feature on it where you can turn up the vibrancy, so when you're filming or taking photos, I always turn the vividness up, and then I turn the color a little bit more blue. Another thing I like about the Sony is the audio is great. So this is also something that you could use for YouTube because the audio is really great compared to my Canons. I feel like the audio is not great. This audio, whenever I vlog, I don't use a mic or anything. Now, the only downfall to using this for YouTube is they get hot really quickly. These aren't meant to film for long periods of time. So if you're looking to film for a long period of time, like when I film a makeup tutorial, I'm sitting in my studio filming for at least an hour. And this, I feel like you can get a good 20 minutes to 30 minutes and it gets hot and it shuts down. This camera runs, I believe it's about $400 or $500. The DSLRs are more expensive. I'll link everything down below. But the DSLRs, the Canons, I think are a great long-term investment, and they can keep filming and filming and filming and they don't have to stop. This tip has been a lifesaver for me, and it has to do with batteries. Now, as you guys know, if you're familiar with Canons, you can buy the chargeable batteries. When you buy the camera, it comes with one, and you just have to make sure you charge them. So if you forget to charge it before you film, you have to wait like hours for it to charge. It's super annoying. I did that for years. So what I use now are plug-in batteries that plug into a source. So the battery goes in your camera, it has a cord, and it plugs straight into an outlet. So what I do is I have that, and you can still close. There's a little like latch here that the cord goes through. So now my camera is always running, and I know my camera is never gonna die. So if you're filming in a studio or in your bedroom or wherever where you're close to a power source, get the battery that plugs in because you will never have to charge a battery again. In addition to the battery, make sure you get a big SD card. This is also something that has helped me out so much. And I know what you're thinking, SD cards are expensive. I have a tip that's gonna save your life, and I feel like no one knows about it, and it's the best. I get the 128 gigabytes, and that's a big SD card. And what I do is I go to Best Buy, I find the SD card, make sure you get the one that works with your camera, and I price match it. If you didn't know, Best Buy price matches. So I think the 128 gigs are like, what, $100 or something crazy. I literally got my 128 gigabyte SD card for like $15. And when I price matched it, they were like, hold on, let me check to make sure this is right. And I'm like, I know it's right. As long as it's sold by Amazon and it's the same product, they'll do it. Work with whatever budget you have and get a camera that you can use. You could also try to use your iPhone. iPhones have amazing camera, and you can just plug it in so that it's always in a power source and it doesn't die, and you can do it that way. So just work with what you have. Don't feel like you have to have an expensive camera, but I wanted to share with you guys what I use because I always get so many questions on what cameras that I use. So those are the ones that I personally use. Again, I will link them down below. Next up is audio. Audio is very important. Like I said, if you're using a Sony a5100, I think this audio is really great. Or something you can also do is edit your audio in your editing program. An iMovie, a Final Cut, Adobe Premiere, any of those will have an audio tab where you can kind of fix your audio a little bit. I had a video recently where my audio wasn't plugged in and I had to use my Canon audio, and I'm a little far from my camera, so I was really terrified, but I was able to make it work. If you can't buy a mic, don't feel bad, still make videos, but I'm gonna show you one free option, and that's the voice memo on your phone. So the voice memo is something that comes on your phone. So if you wanna use that, the way that you would record audio is go to your voice memo, hit record, and then hit record on your camera. And whenever you're filming, clap your hands or snap your fingers, so that way when you're editing the audio, you can take the voice memo and find that spike in audio and just sync them together. So that way your audio is synced, and then you just remove your Canon audio. It's really easy. It's kind of tedious depending on how many times like you stop and film and stop, but every time you hit record again, make sure you clap or snap, so that way you have that spike in audio and you can sync them up. And the voice memo, like the audio recorder on your phone, is actually really great. I use a mic, and then I also have the mic plugged into a recorder. Again, I will link everything down below. This mic is really expensive. I feel like it's crazy expensive. I actually got mine used from a friend who gave me a really good deal, so I ended up getting it, and it's great because it sits on my desk, so I know it's gonna get just me talking. I have it plugged into a recorder, and then I can also record on the recorder for backup audio if I want, just in case something goes wrong. I'm not sure how much you guys can hear this plane going over my house, but the plane is super loud, and I feel like my mic does a really good job of sometimes you can hear it, but it's not like in person, it's really loud right now. But a mic is gonna cancel out a lot of audio and make your audio really crisp, and it just is so much better and pleasing to listen to. Now, before I had this mic, I had a shotgun mic. That's something that can sit on top of your camera. If you're using something like the Sony, you're not gonna be able to use a shotgun mic because there's no shoe right here. So make sure that your camera has that little shoe for the mic to sit on, because it'll plug right into your camera and replace the audio. Shotgun mics are usually more affordable. I don't think the sound quality is as good as a mic like the one that I have now, because I've tried them both, but it's a great alternative if you don't wanna spend the money on a mic like the one that I have. For voiceover audio, I use a snowball mic. Those are pretty inexpensive and they're a really good investment, because if you're doing voiceovers or if you're even going to use them at all, I think it's a great investment because you can use them for so many different things. There have been so many makeup tutorials where it was so loud in the house, or there was construction or something was going on. Like when I moved into my first house, there was construction every single day outside for months. And it was like from 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. So because of that, there were a lot of times I couldn't film talking to you guys because it was just so loud. So I would do voiceover tutorials and I would use the snowball mic, and it is amazing. It's such a good mic. You just plug it right into your computer and you can voice over your project in your movie editor. It's super easy. One of the most important things is lighting. Lighting is everything. Lighting can make you look great. Lighting can make you look bad. It can make you look washed out, or it can make you look beautiful. So the number one lighting that you can have is daylight. And I know for me personally, I don't have great daylight in my studio, so that's not really an option for me. Also, I never know what time of day I'm gonna be able to film, so I need to have a controlled light setting all year round. You know, if I wanna film at midnight, I can film at midnight. If I wanna film and it's cloudy, I can film and it's cloudy, or if there's no sun. Currently, I have 5 lights, and you're probably thinking, girl, that is too much, and I totally get it, but I'm gonna tell you why I have 5 lights. In front of me, I have 3 lights. I have 2 lights on the sides of me and 1 light in front of me. I have a ring light right in front, and then I have 2 LED panels on the side of me, and then I have 2 lights behind me. Now, the ring light I bought at Sammy's Camera. I don't know the brand, but I will link it down below. It's just like a ring light. The cool thing about this ring light is that it's temperature control. You can control how bright and how dim it is. It also has a remote, so you can turn it on and off. That's really cool. So I like that you can kind of match the light to your settings. So if you want it more blue or you want it more orange, you can control that. So I have that on my face, and then I have 2 LED panels on the side, a Kino Flow, and then another brand, I can't remember the brand, and those are temperature controlled as well. I freaking love ring lights for beginners. I think that it's an easy investment. You can find them on Amazon and so many other places where you can just get 1 ring light and it's gonna evenly light your face. Now the LED panels, I definitely prefer over the ring lights. I think the LED panels are like movie grade. They're so great. Those can be very, very, very expensive. So that's definitely an investment. But if you have the budget, I say go for it, because you will use it so much. None of these lights heat up. None of them get hot, which is great. So you don't ever feel like you're sweating or you're hot. They don't get hot to the touch ever. LED lights will not get hot. The lights behind me were pretty inexpensive. I got a pack of 2 from Amazon. I think they're LED lights as well. They're just panels, and they come with like covers so you can change the tint of the light. Both of my lights are on my backdrop to light my background. I have a reflective panel underneath of me. You can literally go to Home Depot and buy them. They're like installation boards. They're like white with silver, and you can just pull the silver off, so it's just white. The one underneath of me, I have the silver on. I used to put 2 on the sides of me, and it kind of like boxed me in, and I tore off the silver so that they're white. I don't have these right now. It kind of made me claustrophobic, but it is great at bouncing the light. I don't use that anymore, but if you're looking to like bounce light around you, I would use 2 boards right here and 1 board right here, just so like you're bouncing all of that light all over your face. Another little trick that I do, this is an AmandaEnsing exclusive, is I'll take my flashlight and I will turn it on and I will light my face, and I'll like hold it down lower. And when I'm doing makeup tutorials and I need like, this is without and this is with, I need that like extra little glow, and I'll do that, and it just like makes your face glow and gives you a little bit more of a reflection. So that's also something you can do. It's a little trick. Never shared that before, but it's helped me out in a lot of makeup tutorials just to like get that vibrancy in there. The next topic is editing, and editing is also, I feel like, can make or break a video. And I feel like there are 2 types of videos on YouTube. There are videos with very low production quality, which means they have like a GoPro sitting in front of a window in their bedroom and they're so entertaining and you watch everything they do, or they have a more professional setup and they're more instructive. I'm definitely not the low production one. I wish I could just film in my bedroom and you guys would love me and watch me, but I feel like I'm just not that entertaining when it comes to that. But I'm definitely more of production. I love making things look beautiful. I love being creative. And so when it comes to editing, I really like to express my creativity through editing. I use Final Cut Pro 10. What I used before that was iMovie. So if you have a Mac, use iMovie. It's free. It's a really great program. I think it's really, really great. It's really innovative. There's so much you can do with it, especially when you're just getting started. I feel like you don't have to buy all these crazy editing programs. I use Final Cut Pro 10. I know a lot of people use Adobe Premiere. I personally don't know how to use Adobe, so I use Final Cut Pro 10. I'm good at editing. I love editing, and Final Cut Pro can be difficult to use, but the great thing is now there are so many YouTube tutorials. I have watched a lot of them because I'm always learning editing tips and tricks to make my videos better. Side note, I will learn the shortcut. So like B on Final Cut Pro is blade and A is the mouse. So like you can B, blade, A. It's just so much easier than having to go to edit, blade, edit, select. Learn the little shortcuts, like the ones you use a lot, and it'll help you edit so much faster. Last note about editing, don't feel like you have to have this crazy movie trailer of a video for people to watch and for it to be good. I know how hard it is to edit. I know how long it takes to edit really well edited, high quality, high content videos. I love watching them, but I also love watching real, easy, simple videos just as much. So whatever your niche is, find that and use that. If you're more of a simple person and you just want to talk about something or cook something or just show yourself getting ready and doing makeup, do that. Don't have to add all the little special effects. If that's not you, don't do it. Hope y'all taking notes right now because you better have your notepad out, writing all this down. Next topic is uploading. There's no upload formula. There's no formula of how many videos you should upload a week to be successful or to gain followers. My advice is to be consistent. I would do one minimum for sure. If you can at least do one video a week, I think that's a great start. Make sure you're consistent. So don't upload once a month or once every 2 months or once every 4 months, or upload once a week and then next week you disappear and then maybe the next week. Be consistent. Let your audience know when you're gonna upload or how much you're gonna upload. I just recently got on an uploading schedule and that's helped me out a lot. I don't think an upload schedule is necessary. It's just for me, I wanted more structure in my channel, but you guys have always known that I was gonna upload at least once a week. And if I couldn't upload, I would tell you guys on Snapchat or Instagram, so I would keep you in the know. I think my first 2 years, I definitely didn't miss a week. It took me a couple years to like miss a week. And when I missed my first week of uploading, I was so hard on myself and so upset and I thought it was the end of the world. But on the flip side of that, if you can't film and if you can't put up something because something happened or emotionally you're going through something or it's work, if you have a legitimate excuse and you know that, like you're not able to film, don't be too hard on yourself, because that's something I've also learned on the flip side is not to be so hard on myself. I used to be like, I would beat myself up so much if I couldn't get a certain amount of videos up a week or if I wasn't gonna be able to. I felt like everyone would hate me, and it's so extreme and it's so dramatic. I would get comments like, you need to upload at least 3 more, upload 2 more. Like, it's not enough, and it puts pressure on me because I'm like, oh, I need to do more. But just make sure that you're not too hard on yourself, because at the end of the day, you should enjoy uploading and enjoy filming. So never let that escape you. Always enjoy creating. Moving on to thumbnails. Thumbnails can make or break a video. Let's be real. There are 3 different types of thumbnails in my opinion. The first one is clickbait. We all know what clickbait is. Clickbait is something that's extreme, it's crazy, or like, oh my gosh, did that really happen? Or I wanna know what that is, and you click the video. It's a type of thumbnail that urges you and prompts you and kind of has a little bit of suspense or something that you wanna know, some mystery, and you click the video. Second thumbnail is the beautiful thumbnail. It's a beautiful girl, it's a yummy piece of pizza, it's a crazy house, it's something that looks great and you want to see more of, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna click this and look at this makeup look or see how to make this pizza. Third type of thumbnail is the real thumbnail. It's a screen grab from the video or something with very minimal effort that just you're like, oh, that seems so real, I want to click it. I definitely gravitate towards the pretty thumbnail more. Not saying that I'm pretty, but just saying when it comes to makeup, I like to have like really pretty, aesthetically nice thumbnails that kind of has a flow. I love editing pictures. I love creating photos. Like that's just what I love to do. So for me, I feel like I gravitate towards that, but I also like to use clickbait as well. And not in a bad way. Clickbait can go really wrong. It can be really misleading, but I feel like there's also a really great way you can use clickbait. I think it can have a bad reputation, but if you use clickbait in a sense of marketing yourself and getting people to find you, and you're actually talking about what's in the thumbnail, I don't see anything wrong with it. Now, if your thumbnail has nothing to do with your video and you say, oh, I hung out with Kim Kardashian, and you're literally sitting at home on your couch, don't do that. That's misleading. People are going to be mad at you because they're like, why is the video nothing about this? So keep that in mind, but I think that can be used in a good way. I have a YouTube template that I downloaded from Google that I put into Photoshop. That way I know that the picture has to be that size. And then it's also really easy to edit fonts and add glow and shadows and all this stuff in Photoshop. Profile, banner, and trailer video. I think profile banners are great. I think that it's a great way to show like, who is this when they click your channel. And I love everything just looking aesthetic. Mine currently is just a picture of me and it shows when I upload. So it's pretty simple, but I feel like it's also cute at the same time. Some people just have their name. Some people will have pictures of their work. That's also something that's fun and creative. So do something that makes you feel good and it's like an expression of yourself, and it's gonna be like, oh, wow, you know, this is cool. This channel looks cool. Let me subscribe. That can also prompt people to subscribe to your channel. When it comes to trailers, I personally don't have one. I think they're cool. If you want to do one, I just never got around to it. The answer that everyone wants to know is, how do I get myself out there? How do I gain subscribers? How do I gain followers? What do I do? I'm gonna start off by telling you what you shouldn't do. And I'm gonna say this in the nicest way possible, but do not comment on other people's channels asking their subscribers to follow you. Now, I know people don't always have bad intentions, but I think that it's very discouraging for the creator. This is my opinion. This is my advice. You don't have to go by it. You can do whatever feels natural to you. I know for me personally, when I work so hard on a video, I work so hard on all my videos. And if you see how much goes behind a video, the filming, the editing, everything, I feel like if you understood that, you wouldn't comment that. And honestly, I don't know anyone that has been successful on YouTube that got successful from commenting on everyone's channels. Hey, come subscribe to me. Hey, come subscribe to me. Hey, everyone, come to me. Hey, who cares about Amanda? Come to me. The way I look at it is like going to a restaurant and they're serving you a filet mignon and you pull out your own lunchbox and said, no, I made my own hamburger. I'm good. I don't need your food. Hey everyone, I have a restaurant too. It's like, you just don't do that. And I know a lot of people in the creator world can agree with that. Now, if you want a YouTuber you're watching to follow you, that's different. I think it's okay if you comment on someone's channel like, hey, I really love your work, or I love your videos. It would mean the world to me if you check out mine, because I get comments like that. And to me, I know it might seem like the same thing, but I don't feel like it's the same thing, because there are people who will watch your videos, who will be inspired by your content, who will like your content, and maybe it gives them courage to start. Maybe they really look up to you or just really like admire you and you don't even know them, and that'll inspire you. But also, I've clicked a lot of people's profiles who said, hey, I would love Amanda if you come check out my channel. Like, I just started doing makeup. I go watch your videos and sometimes I subscribe because I know what it's like trying to get yourself out there. But again, what I don't think is okay is when people spam channels. Like, I've had people literally comment to 30 comments on my page, come follow me, come follow me, come follow me, come follow me, to my subscribers, telling them, hey, come follow me, hey, come follow me. And they spam your channel, and they're not there to watch you. They're not there to support you. They're there to try to use your platform to get their name out there. And I just don't think it's the right way to go about it. What I do think is great to get your name out there is to interact with other YouTubers. Let's say you're doing makeup. Let's say you're doing beauty. Go to other beauty YouTubers that you like their channel, like you genuinely like them, and comment, interact with them. Like, support them. I know for me, when I was first getting started, and even now, I always interact with other YouTubers. I've made so many friends on YouTube just by commenting on their page, because I love their work and I love the content they put out. And they're like, oh, this girl has a channel too. Oh, cool. She does stuff that I like too. And we connect. Another great way to grow is collabing with people. Now, this can be harder when you're just getting started, but it doesn't have to be other influencers. It can be people in your life. People love to watch you interact with other people. So when I lived in Tennessee, I was always Snapchatting and filming with with my friends because they were a huge part of my life and it was fun and you guys got to see another part of me. Now that I'm in LA, I'm starting to collab with more influencers because there's more people here, and that's so fun because we get to kind of bring both of our YouTube families together and they get to interact. And maybe you didn't know the person I'm collabing with, and maybe the person I'm collabing with has followers who would like what I put out there, and it's a great way to network together, to support one another, and also it's just really fun. This might sound silly, but I think it's one of the most important tips is to ask your audience to subscribe. For the longest time, I thought it was silly and stupid for me to ask my audience to subscribe. I'm like, I'm not gonna ask them to subscribe. That's too much. But you have to ask your audience to subscribe, because if not, maybe they won't keep coming back. And even now, make sure you tell people, turn your post notifications on. I'm always asking you guys, like, please turn your post notifications on, because YouTube's always changing. And if they don't subscribe and turn their post notifications on, maybe they won't see your video. And you're building a community, you're building a family, you're building an audience of people who will enjoy your content. So you want to make sure they stay a while. And I see my YouTube family as my A-team. Like, you guys are my family. So I want to make sure when new people are watching, like, hey, subscribe, come join the team, you know? My last tip for you guys is to be yourself. I know it's so cliche. It's like, Amanda, you're so annoying. I know, but it is one of the best tips to being on YouTube, is to genuinely be yourself. And trust me, it's not easy. It's in no way, shape, or form easy to be yourself on camera. I've been filming by myself in front of a camera for like 6 years now. It's completely insane. It's definitely not normal, but it's my life. It's my normal. And I feel like sometimes it's still hard for me to be myself. I feel like in some videos, I'm able to be more relaxed and more chill than other videos. There's a lot that goes into filming. Like, as you film and as you start a YouTube channel, some days you're having a bad day. Some days you're not feeling it. Some days you're really happy. Some days you're kind of like, your mood changes. And I feel like for me, whenever I'm having a not so great day, or maybe there's something I'm dealing with in my personal life that like bleeds onto camera, and I maybe overcompensate and I'm like extra happy that day because I just don't want to bring you guys down. I always want my space to be positive and uplifting and make you feel good, because trust me, I know, girl, life is hard. Despite what you guys see on social media, I'm a human and I have feelings too. And there are some days and things that I've gone through the last couple of years, I'm just like, I don't want to do this today. Not because I don't want to talk to you guys, just because I'm just not there, or my mind's thinking about a million other things. Don't be too much of a perfectionist, because I know how that is. For so long, it would be silly little things that are stupid. And I'm like, I'm not uploading, this is shit. And it wasn't, it was just me being a perfectionist. So let go, enjoy, have fun, but also be proud of what you put up. Don't fall down the trap of comparing yourself, because if you start comparing yourself to other people and other channels, that is gonna steal your happiness real quick. You're gonna start doubting yourself. You're gonna start feeling like you're not good enough, you're not doing enough. And that is a really dangerous hole to fall in. Also keep in mind that just because something works for one YouTuber doesn't mean it's gonna work for you. So just because someone got 1 million views off of a video doesn't mean that you're gonna get 1 million views if you do the same video. Don't copy things you see online just because it has a lot of views. Now, if something's trending and a lot of people are doing it, do it. There's nothing wrong in following tags and doing things that are popular and that's trending. I don't see anything wrong with that, but just don't take a bunch of high view ideas that are getting lots of views just because you want to get views. If you just do things for only views, you're going to be really unhappy, and maybe it can work for a little bit, but as soon as you want to start putting out content that you love, no one's gonna care, because all they've seen you do is content for views. And now that you're actually wanting to show what you want to create, maybe you're not gonna get the views. So make sure you're doing what's true to you. Something I love about YouTube is that there are so many different people in the world, and you get to see so many different styles and personalities. It really opens up your eyes to the world, and social media has really connected people around the world, which I think is so amazing. Like, you can literally FaceTime someone in Japan across the world at like the touch of a button on your iPhone. It's so cool. If you think you're weird, join the team. I'm super weird too. You guys might not see it a lot, or you might not think I'm weird, but I'm totally a weirdo just like you. And there are things that like I will post and I'm like, oh my gosh, everyone's gonna love this makeup. I think it's so cool. And then people don't like it, and I'm like, oh my god, I thought this was the best makeup ever. Keep in mind when you're creating content, some people will love things and some people won't love things. It's not personal. They don't hate you. Even if people comment they hate you, they they really don't hate you. They're probably having a bad day or dealing with something in their life and they're just projecting that on you. But at the end of the day, you're creating something fun. Like for me, it's just makeup. It's not that serious. I've literally had some of the craziest comments like, oh, pink makeup look. This isn't pink. This is magenta. What do you mean? Are you stupid? It's like, whoa, whoa. Whoa, that's also something that comes with social media is negativity and hate, and never let it win over your channel. Never let it win over your life. I think love and positivity will always win over that. I know in my space, like I don't have time for any of that. So, you know, if someone really makes me mad and says a lot of really mean things, I'm just gonna block them and move on because I ain't got time for that. We have love and positivity here and we lift each other up. So just keep that in mind. Like not everyone's gonna love everything you put out, and that's okay, because as long as you're proud of it and you like it, don't get discouraged by numbers. Don't keep up with numbers. Don't keep up with your follower count every day. Don't make it a thing where you're always checking how many followers, how many followers, how many followers. You'll drive yourself insane. Like create, have fun, let your passion run loose and enjoy what you're doing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did. Hit subscribe, join my A-team, turn those post notifications on, hit the little bell if you have not already. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Thank you for all the love. I'm gonna add some comments from my last video here in the video because you guys were so amazing. I couldn't just do one shout out today. I wanted to like put some of your guys' comments here. I'm so thankful for you. I love you. I hope this video will inspire you. Life is so short. Do what makes you happy and do it in a shameless way. And you know, who cares what other people think? Do what makes you happy. I love you guys. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.